It's a beautiful Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown.
Morayo.
Yes, so I have to pronounce it. I heard that when I pronounce it,
I heard
they
it
don't get
yesterday.
the juice of
They
the
don't
name.
get the
Yeah,
meat.
yeah. So it's Morayo. Yeah.
Morayo.
Morayo. Let them understand.
Morayo.
Enjoy. I enjoy. How you doing, Nima?
I'm very well.
Looking nice and yellow.
Looking
I'm
like
grateful to God for life, but it's not easy where I come from. It is not. Certainly it's not. I don't understand how in a state, a free state, we have governments watch us daily being held to ransom by depot owners. So you can't get home till 9, you're stuck on Badagry Expressway because the tankers have taken one side of the road. And this morning, I just could not get out of the house because they completely shut it down. So we had to start to exit to Alternatives Road, go through the estate, Chevron Estate, Satellite Town to come out at Finnanger because the tankers completely blocked between Abule Ado to the trade fair this morning.
And you said your car was
not
crashed.
right. Yes, my car was crashed because I had to start to maneuver and some people just were not cooperating. And I have to get to work. It's not easy that, you know, we who are taxpayers, we don't know how these private business owners get licenses to run businesses without having holding base.
That's a real life experience.
And take over a community, completely take over communities. We have government there, Uriade local government is there. They're seeing everything happening. I don't know whether we need a petition to call them to see what these people are doing. But Amodofi is on the other side. They see what these tankers are doing.
Lawyer.
Government is there.
Write them now.
It's not a writing thing, though. I think we need to go to court.
I know they're working on it actually. We all know the Lagos State government is working on this issue.
Of course
However,
they are.
obviously, because you're going through it every day.
Every day it seems unending. And you see these people just park anyhow on the road. It's now costing me my new car.
It's even in the papers.
Scratching my
painful.
car that I had to fast and everything for.
Sorry.
It's
Even in the
terrible.
papers.
Use
that,
oil and clean
there's
it. Hope the dent wasn't much.
It
There's some
was
short-term
much.
solutions that the government is trying to implement, but
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
True.
Sorry
And
about
it's not-
that, Nima.
we can only say pele. That's
Pele
for
no,
sure.
you're
Sorry.
Pele
I
ni.
cannot imagine what you go through on a daily basis. It is well with you.
I mean,
That's why they say that Lagos State is the third most stressful state to live in.
Because you're under a lot of stress right now.
A lot.
sorry.
How are you doing, Jumoke?
Amazing. I'm very grateful to God. I bring good cheer to your view this morning.
Not
Thank
stressed
you,
out.
darling.
No, I am not at all.
Yes.
In fact, I just noticed I did not read my messages yesterday.
Wow.
But so the United Nations declared the years 2015 to 2025 the decade of the people of African descent. And last year, there was an award initiative started by the civil society, the 100 most influential people of African descent.
Wonderful.
I hosted the show. Your view attended. This year, your view ladies are on the list of the 100 most influential people of African descent.
You deserve some accolade.
We
statement of
deserve
fact.
some accolades. We paid our dues.
Statement of
in
fact.
full.
It's a statement of
How
fact.
you doing, Obiaji?
Finally echoing the streets.
Amazing. I'm doing great. I was watching you guys yesterday, and some of you were talking about going to YK's house for some cleaning. I'm interested.
When are you guys going?
Wait now.
I'm interested.
Wait now.
I
This
can
thing, you
clean
see, you
very well.
No, you work hard to fall in. You don't just walk in.
Excuse me.
When did you
Just
come
back at
in?
the office. It's January. What's
I
the cut?
don't know.
Oh yeah, come and be going.
I don't know.
Come and be
Why
going.
can't help me here? I don't understand.
Okay, she should come and be going.
I'm actually leaving right after the show. I'm going to Ike's house.
No, we know
maybe
you
I-
have
maybe
business.
I will-
With
I will-
or without her being there. I'm going there to raid.
You want to go and clean?
We are
the
cleaning
house, yeah.
actually. It's serious
what I
work.
want.
Where's your mop?
Okay, even I don't need her shoes. I can't wear her shoes. I can't wear her clothes. What I need are the household items. She has nice mugs.
She tell us you're
pots,
selling a
pots.
house.
All the nice pots,
going to help
plates,
YK.
cutleries, those kind of things. I saw it in the store. I saw it. Please, just grab some for me. I need those pots. Yeah, there's some pots I saw and some nice jugs I saw. Please.
You're going
That's
for
what I
them.
want. If I can't make it, just bring that one back for me.
It's well.
Anyways, I have not had light in 7 days.
What happened?
Ikeja disco, don't
What
you
happened?
know?
What happened?
People should move to
I
Eco
don't
Disco.
know.
People should move to
I
Eco
don't know.
Disco. The light is over.
I don't
much.
understand.
Which one is a
Ikeja disco? What did we do for you?
Excuse me.
Okay.
Ikeja
They're under
Disco.
Ikeja.
Ikeja. Thank you. God bless you. That's
I've
it.
been having
Do
lights.
you have light?
Ben.
No, it's for the GRA areas.
We don't have light again.
Our
It's not for
neighbor.
you people.
7 days straight. We didn't see light like this.
Wait, sister. That's not normal. Ikeja Disco too wants to make money. Must be your transformer.
It's not my transformer. Well, anyway, let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, very quickly, let's start with the Punch. Saraki Dogara condemned 8 lawmakers' plots to impeach Ortom. Picture here of the EFCC arraigned 3 independent INEC officials, actually, INEC staff in Ikoyi. Misplaced bag found after SARS men tortured innocent driver. Plateau killings are Imam who saved 300 Christians to get national honor. Imo lawmakers sacked deputy governor in spite of court order. Adamu attacking me to save self from EFCC, says Senate President. APC National Working Committee dissolves Kwara ESCO. Oshunpo, Secondo's moves to reconcile Adeleke and Ogumbi. Right, so
I have the Imam story. I have the Imam story. The 83-year-old Imam saved 300 Christians when, on the 24th of June, when these Fulani herdsmen attacked the 15 communities in that area and killed about 200. So he rescued this. He saw them running helter-skelter to other villages, so he rescued them. He took in the women to his personal house and hid the men in the mosque. So the headsmen found him and asked him forcefully to provide the Christians in his mosque. And he said he had no Christians in his mosque. So I was really...
He said actually all Muslims.
Yes, all Muslims. He saved 300 Christians. And that brings to mind that religion is actually preaching peace. So for people who go about killing people in the name of religion, this is an imam
this is an 83-year-old
who is saving...
imam.
And thankfully, he's being recognized.
Yes,
the
president has asked...
Okay, let's take the other story because of time.
So this lady, Alice Issa, who just got back from Dubai.
It was a holiday. Don't go and make
Wait
it look
now,
like
she just got back from Dubai. Dubai is not... Dubai don't give stay. Okay, so she just got back from vacation, of course, and then took a taxify cab. And this young man who drove her had 40 tires on the third mainland. So he parked in front of an RRS van to fix it. The stories between the two of them, up to that point, there was no conflicting story. So a man crossed, you know, usually when your car breaks down in Lagos, someone comes to help you. So they helped him, he fixed the car, and then took her home, only for her to discover one of the bags was missing. So the guy offered, can I take you back to the airport? Let's go and see whether you lost it at the airport or forgot it at the airport. She insisted that she took all her bags and she put everything in the car. Called the police. He was arrested for stealing, taken to a police station. But that wasn't enough for her because she felt they weren't doing enough to provide the bag. After being tortured at the police station, she moved it higher to the federal SARS. And these guys brought him in, flogged him, did everything. Finally, were forced to investigate. So alongside his sister, they attached a policeman to his sister and they went to the airport and he was just there at the missing bags section. This poor man had suffered very well, but that wasn't enough. So she disappeared from the scene. He is now fighting to get an apology, and I say an apology is not enough. An apology for me is not enough.
It was a painful story.
She, by now, because she also wrote her own side of the story, say, I didn't ask them to beat him, I only wanted my bag.
Imagine.
But they found your bag, madam, and this man had already suffered, whether you asked them or not, but you know their methods. Now, I should expect, you should be compensating him without him suing you, but since you have refused to compensate him, Oga, let your lawyer, if she's not doing enough, bring it to... No, you can bring it to me, I can do it for you.
It's a painful story.
Sue her for what has happened.
He's already suing 10 million
and sue along
actually.
the federal SARS for that kind of method, because those are not the methods that the law allows for investigation.
They
should have searched for the bag. It was at the airport.
SARS has responded saying they roughed him up a bit. Why? They didn't touch him.
He had broken fingers.
That's the problem.
In year 2018,
Thank you very much.
how come roughening up people is the way for investigation?
Unfortunately, we have to take that move on now. The Nation, APC sacks pro Saraki ESCO. Confusion as 12 lawmakers seek to impeach Ortom. EFCC probes Ortom. Benue lawmakers, PEMSEX, others for alleged 23 billion. Now they see Ortom. Buhari not bothered about defections. Imo Deputy Governor Madubere removed. And Chinese currency by CBN excites traders. All right. What story are we taking now?
The CBN story.
You have that story?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The CBN sold yuan, that's the Chinese currency, at 49 to 51 naira at the first auction. So traders have been agitating. They wanted, because they've been having problems getting the dollar. So this is like an alternative currency for their trade, which is very good since we import majorly from China. So it's a good one.
Since last year, 2 years ago. They are just now affecting.
They have started.
Please,
Okay, let's
on to the next
Is
story.
there any other story? Okay, let's
The
I want to
Immaculate-
take the Benue story.
I wanted to
Go
take
ahead.
the
Let's take
deputy
that
governor. So
story.
you know I was following the impeachment process, and they finally
I
get
have
it
it in Daily
to a
Sun.
removal. Okay.
The day of impeachment.
Gang.
Let's go.
Anyway, Governor Autumn impeachment drama. Woman throws baby inside septic tank. Notorious sees export markets with plant expansion. Headers menace ECOWAS, ECCAS express worry over upsurge in violent clashes. How a governor can be removed, that's an article here. Imo lawmakers defy court injunction, impeach Deputy Governor Madubere. Oshibia Papa gridlock, emergency intervention short-term solutions. APC backs Lai Mohammed, dissolves Kwara Party Exco. That's from the National Working Committee.
Yes,
They
and
dissolved the
I saw
Kwara
it yesterday. They
Exco.
said that the National Working Committee is in the Saraki boys, so they
So
dissolved
all
them.
the loyalists,
so
Saraki
that
loyalists.
it is
Okay,
well.
That's normal.
The
problem.
baby
The
story
baby,
that
yeah.
was thrown into the septic tank, a lady, 28-year-old woman, had this baby, connived with the nurse to inject the baby. So she had the baby dead and packaged the baby through the baby, a boy, inside into the septic tank.
Why?
So probably she didn't want to have, take care of the child and all of that.
Depression,
So somebody,
poverty.
I
Her
don't know.
neighbors saw the baby,
One
it
of the
makes
neighbors saw the baby and raised alarm. So they are working on the case right now, but I still want them to find that nurse that gave her that injection, because it's like aiding and abetting.
Connivance,
Yes.
What was the injection for? Because we need to be
kill the
careful
baby.
here.
According
if
to
the
her.
injection was
The woman,
before
how do you know
birth,
there's a nurse
it
involved?
might be to induce labor. So
Okay.
it might be for a different purpose.
Where are we taking? Okay,
Day of
Daily Sun.
impeachment.
Daily Sun. Day of impeachment. I know they're very dramatic on Daily Sun, which is fine. Ekweremadu exposes plot against him. Nigerians killing Nigerians in South Africa. Again, U.S. demands trial of people killing behind the killings in Nigeria. So the day of impeachment, let's talk about that. 8 lawmakers attempt to remove Benue governor.
I noticed, though, that it just seemed like it was an impeachment move everywhere. So it happened in Benue, where
The nation had 12, but 8, all the people had to 8.
and
Go
they
ahead.
said the speaker, who was removed himself last week, he's the one who came back with
his
some
own
people
followers.
to come and remove the governor. What? They had some allegations against him, withdrawal from government house bank accounts, amongst other things. It also happened in Imo State, where Okorocha is trying to plant his son-in-law as the next governor, and he's in a feud with his deputy, and 18 lawmakers removed, against court order, removed the deputy governor. It also happened in Kano State, where the governor, Ganduje, has tried to settle them. The Kano State House of Assembly issue is even power issue, balance of power.
Yes.
That I'm from this local government, we should have more power than those other ones. So across the country, everybody's
There's
just
impeachment.
impeaching
There's
everywhere.
There's an impeachment sweep, but let me spot the difference. So the Imo State impeachment, even though there was a court order, there was another court order saying because no government, no other parastatal can stop an impeachment, a lawful process in the House. So they formed quorum in Imo State. Okay. That's the difference.
18.
But in Benue State,
It
I don't know what
was
they
8
were doing.
against 30.
So we have a repeat of
still on the quorum, actually,
Ladoja's experience in Benue State, and I don't understand Kano State too. But the one in Imo State successfully can be studied academically. They had a proper impeachment to remove her.
Let's,
Ekweremadu,
you want to take that? Go ahead.
Yeah, the deputy Senate
Oh,
president.
we don't have time. We have to run. We have to
okay.
run off.
All right.
Just a minute left.
Okay.
Nigerian Tribune, in replay of Ladoja's impeachment, 8 Benue lawmakers suspend, 15 others. I was going to take a human interest. Yes, local government director commits suicide in Ekiti. Who has that story?
I have the story.
Yes,
The director of finance is on local government area of Ekiti State, Michael Bamishaye, was found dead. He woke up, he helped his wife do chores, called his local government people and said, I'm going to see you this morning. His wife just started looking for him, and they found him floating. She saw the well open. They found him floating in the well behind the house.
Hey, that'd be
some people
suicide.
are suspecting suicide, but he was okay.
That's
so
how depression works. So maybe he has hallucinating moments when he does things, because for her to just walk to the well, she must have had an
they
experience.
said they found cement and water beside the
He
well.
had tried before to kill
So
himself.
they did not know what he was trying to do. So autopsy will determine, but very painful.
Remember,
death.
we're discussing issue on suicide tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And depression. So if you feel you're depressed, suicide, please
get
come in
help.
tomorrow. Come
And there'll
get
be
help.
free counseling.
There'll be counselors also
Yes.
with him.
Free
so there'll be free
counseling.
counseling. So after the show, so if you feel you just need someone
Please,
to
you
talk
need
to, I
help.
think it's a good
Come
time
and
to come
get help.
tomorrow.
I want to
Let's
talk to
go
Larry.
on a break now. When we come back, Yesterday, Lagos State, we had a conversation about Lagos State saying, talking about the possibility of paying pastors. But we have somebody in the studio to help clarify the issue. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So yesterday, we shook the Lagos State government's table based on a Daily Trust report about an alleged plan to engage some religious leaders, including pastors and imams, to place them on a salary structure. We have with us the Commissioner for Home Affairs, Dr. Abdul Karim Abdul Latif, to clarify the authenticity of the show. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, going by your quotes from the Daily Post report, exactly what you said. You said that we shall be willing to engage many of them, that's the religious leaders, by making provisions for their salaries so that they can assist government to reorientate the people for good. Now, that comment obviously went viral, and people thought that Lagos State government is trying to pay salaries for religious leaders. Tell us the true position of this in the situation.
Well, thank you very much. The clear position is that the Lagos State government is not intending to employ imams or pastors. There is no plan. There is no willingness on our part to delve into a private realm. What exists in Lagos State is that there's a symbiotic relationship between the Lagos State government and religious institutions and faith-based organizations. And it's a mutually beneficial relationship, and which has contributed to the growth and development of the state. The Lagos State government, our approach to religion is that of rule of law, good governance, constitutional democracy, and more than anything, the observance and preservation of the fundamental human rights of Lagosians to practice their religion. Because Section 38 is very clear and explicit that every person is entitled to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion, including the freedom to change your religion and freedom to either alone or in community with others practice, manifest, and propagate your religion. So clearly, that is unequivocally, that is unequivocally telling you that religion is a private affair.
Yes. So explain to us, therefore, what you mean by that you be willing to not employ, and that's not the quotation we even took yesterday, but pay them. Like a collaboration, you are helping us to preach against corruption. Please explain it in simple terms.
I just told you that I must have been misunderstood or misquoted.
Okay.
We were at a forum where we were trying to encourage religious leaders to be advocates against corruption. Because religious leaders have millions of adherents. They have, they enjoy the allegiance of millions of followers.
Yes, sir.
And we expect them to use the pulpit and the member to advocate for good governance, selflessness, so that they can influence positively their members.
So, sir, the news broke out last week on Thursday, and it's been circulating on social media. When you realized that you were being misquoted, why didn't you send a rejoinder?
Almost immediately.
Yes.
I said immediately we have been doing that. I remember that just yesterday I spoke with BBC, to correct the impression that in Lagos State, one of the remarkable successes of this administration is that we have cutting-edge approaches to relating with religious leaders. That is why Lagos remains the most peaceful and the most religious crisis-free, state in the Federation, in spite of our cosmopolitan nature.
True.
So the way we engage with them is this. We have the NIREC, the Nigerian Interreligious Council, which consists of people who were nominated by the Christian Association of Nigeria and the Muslim community of Lagos State. We have them at the state level. They meet regularly in the Home Affairs. Instead of leaving them as dysfunctional silos, we ensure that there's an integrated approach. They meet regularly to interact on religious issues.
Okay.
And the governor has even further decentralized that. Over 700 of them were appointed based on their nominations and their volunteers. You know, they are not paid anything.
Okay.
They
All right.
come together to nip religious crisis at the board.
All right. That's
Okay, for me, I'm a Muslim, so we have, and I heard you when you said it was a personal issue. Lagos State allows people to operate their personal beliefs the way they want. But there's a subsisting judgment at the Court of Appeal that allows young girls wear the hijab when in secondary school, in public secondary schools, a subsisting court judgment, because the Hijab Rights Advocacy Initiative, along with Mulan, went to court rather than go on the streets protesting and shouting. But Lagos State refused to obey that court judgment. Why is that, and how free is that supposed to make Lagos State for when it comes to religion?
I mentioned earlier that in Lagos State, the bedrock of this administration is the rule of law. You are aware that there's a subsisting matter before the Supreme Court, and we are waiting the Supreme Court judgment on it. And once, you know, in Lagos State, you have a heterogeneous society of, you have people of different religious affiliations in the state.
Yes.
And there were various reactions, you know,
Yes.
to the judgment.
Yes.
So the best the government will do is to allow the apex court, you know, to make a pronouncement on it. And I think we have always been standing by the rule of law. So the Lagos State government has never violated any law, you know, nor refused to implement a judgment. You know, when a matter is before the Supreme Court, you await that judgment
Right.
before you decide on the
Okay,
next line of
on the
action.
issues of taxes, because I know that the religious bodies, there've been an outcry of the kind of money that they make and the kind of revenue on tithes, on zakat and all those money that comes into
Without
the system.
paying taxes.
What we heard of what's the Lagos State government doing concerning? We're not advocating for taxes. We're just saying what's the situation, what's the update on that? Are they going to try to instill taxes, or they're still going to respect the fact that religion is a non-taxable organization?
You see, religious institutions are not taxable under the Lagos law.
Okay.
Yes.
But where religious institutions engage in business transactions, like schools and what have you, you know, then such are liable to pay taxes. But as far as the institution is concerned, it is exempted from. So, and you
What
see
of the
people,
individuals
you see-
within the institutions?
I even want to refer to, you know, those who convert their buildings into mosque just to avoid
the
that.
taxes,
We
yes.
have made it abundantly clear. You are not allowed to convert residential premises in order to avoid, you'll be liable to taxes. You know? So people should just respect God, the way Lagos State government has respected God, and do not, you know, come under that arena to avoid payment of
Well,
taxes.
sir, they will argue that they are actually funding that church to the schools, that the churches will argue that they are funding the schools to support their members, and it's the money they get from the tithes and the offering that they use in those schools. So how do you separate the business aspect from the religious aspect
No, it's clearly,
in terms of tax?
No, the commercial nature of the school, you know, predisposes the school to payment of tax.
Yeah. Okay.
There are no.
Education is not free. They're
Education
paying.
is not free.
So they're paying
You know,
for the
you pay,
education.
and you know they are development partners. Because so when people said Lagos is about to employ pastors and what, I told them that even religious institutions are one of the greatest employers of labor.
They are wealthy, oh.
Yes.
Wealthy, yeah.
They are big players in the economy, in the educational sector, in the health sector. So we see them as partners in progress. You know.
I am aware that there's a rule against noise pollution from religious houses in Lagos. But we still find it difficult to see enforcement happening in some suburb areas of Lagos. So area where I live, for instance, I get woken up every morning with somebody with a loudspeaker
Hallelujah
in front of my
service.
house.
You
From
just
5
hit it.
o'clock
Morning
to 6
devotion.
a.m.
You
every
just
morning,
hit it.
screaming down my baby's neck to wake up. So nobody regulates that. And I wonder how, you know, these regulations are done. What are the processes, and how do we get a relief?
You know, in Lagos State, we have embarked on on a massive enlightenment, because it's about reorientation. We have even, because mosque in Lagos State now realize that you need 2 loudspeakers. One for calling the prayer, which is not more than 2 minutes.
Okay.
Whatever you want to say after calling the prayer should, you know, be restricted to the mosque. You know, we are even trying to work on a soundproof system, because you don't go abroad and hear what is happening inside the mosque or the church outside. we are trying to enlighten even our pastors to ensure that, because there's a difference between nuisance and trespass.
Very true.
If you are inside your own premises
And
the noise you are making,
yourself.
you know,
It's a nuisance.
it's a nuisance to
Yeah, but
society.
is there no law on that?
No, we have
You have laws on that because some of them are obviously
Yes.
not listening.
Enforcement of the law.
There's a church I saw 3 floors. One church, Christ Embassy, RCCG, and now 3 floors. And the residents, they are all screaming at almost at the same time.
I don't
We
sleep
said
sometimes.
Anybody who is affected by that should
report.
immediately
Okay,
to
to Home
us.
Affairs.
Home Affairs.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that's all we
We
can
don't
do.
have
work
any
with
street.
LASEMA,
We'll bring you back
the Lagos
again.
State Environmental Protection
Well,
Agency,
okay.
work together with the Ministry of...
We have to round up very soon. So there's no, Lagos State is not in any way paying salaries to, or
No,
planning to
no.
pay salaries to pastors.
No, there's no such plan.
Okay,
no.
fantastic. Thank you
Will
very
you
much.
I wanted to ask
broadcasters.
about
Broadcasters are...
Unfortunately, we
Native
have
doctors.
to take a break now. When we come back, we discuss lipomas and breast lumps. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So it's Healthy Tuesday. Report has it that most Nigerians die from ignorance more than the ailment they actually face.
Very true.
In view of this, we will be looking at different diseases which can be prevented as we discuss lipomas and breast lumps. Joining us on the show is a family physician, Dr. Benjamin Olowo-Jebutu. Welcome to the show, sir.
So,
We love him so much. We brought him back almost immediately.
You can call us on 070
Thank you for having me.
8066801. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. So, people have breast lumps,
Yeah.
and for some reason they always try to avoid even knowing further, because I know I have personally. Let me tell you personally.
You want to die?
I have actually felt some lumps before, and I've gone to get tested, and they tell me it's no problem. But sometimes when I just feel those, I'm wondering, I don't want to know. But I read that it's not every lump that is cancerous.
Correct.
So could you now help us differentiate?
Okay. There's the breast lump is called a fibroadenoma, adenoma, which is a benign tumor, a benign mass, which means it's not cancerous. But you cannot know if it's cancerous or not if you don't get it tested. I get me. So it's a small mass that is mobile, solid, but it's mobile. So when you check your breast, you see that it's mobile. It can move. It's not fixated, and the shape of your breast has not changed.
Right.
You know. But if the breast itself mass has changed, it means that that mass is affecting the whole mass. That can be cancerous.
Right.
But if the mass is just there as a mass in the breast and there's no deformity of the breast structure, you know, it's still the same kind of breast, then you just get it checked. Ultrasound will check it for you, do a biopsy, and you know, just a benign mass. Yes.
Okay, so my gynae found a mass also, and I've had it from day one of growing breasts.
Okay.
And he's checked it and said, okay, no problem, but I will check it when you're pregnant. What are the pregnancy hormones that may affect your benign mass?
Okay, good. So there's a mass in between 30 and 35. People are pregnant. We call it a fibrocystic breast. So because of the prolactin hormone making you produce milk, you can form a cyst in the breast. So the small mass can form a collection of fluid. So that's why you want to check it when you're pregnant, if there's a collection of fluid at that particular point. Sometimes it's not there. Most times it's not even there, you know. But if you now have other masses around your axilla, you're checking that there's a mass in your breast, you now have axillary mass too, and other symptoms, it means that it's not just a benign tumor, it's cancerous. So you have to now check it. So you have to go further and check what is making you have other lymph nodes in your axilla. So the first thing, the most important thing for women is you have to check the breast and tell yourself that it's important. If you notice anything, you ask for a second opinion. Very, very important.
Okay, so what are the causes and types? You know, because sometimes people have these lumps, they come and they go.
Yes.
While some is just there.
So we say that a fibroadenoma, if the size is less than 2 centimeters, is not a problem. But when it's more than about 5-6 centimeters and there's small pain, and you have a family history too, maybe it's in your family that your family has that kind of thing before, so it's an incline for you to check it regularly.
Okay.
So you have a fibroadenoma, small mass. So you have the fibrocystic breast, and you now have the breast cancer, which is what I was saying. But the cancer is not just a small mass; it's mass that the breast has changed shape,
Right.
and you have other lymph nodes in other part of the body, like
Concern for me because
Yes.
growing up, I heard my friends say when I have my period, my breast is usually bigger, and when my period subsides, it's
No,
different.
so
Yes.
that's different. So the size varies with menstrual flow, the size of the breast.
Yeah.
No,
And
I'm going to where the lump issue
Okay,
now came up.
okay,
So
tell me.
one of us now continued to say that till she had to then take out some lumps.
Whoa.
So I don't understand how these things change, how your menstrual hormones that you generate
Yeah.
might now grow into a lump.
no, so it's not the menstrual hormones growing into a lump. No, is the menstrual hormone aiding the lump that was there to grow bigger? Yes. So the lumps are there. Maybe they were 2 cm before because you're not menstruating. You have other symptoms with you. They'll make that small mass grow bigger. That's why we see that when it's bigger, when it's about 5 cm, you take it out and get it tested. So if you take out the mass and get it tested in the lab, histology, and you say, okay, this mass is benign, you know that breast is saved. It's safe, there's no problem. But when you know that mass you've seen is cancerous, so you now start thinking about the chemotherapy for that patient and other oncology treatment
All right,
early
I want
enough.
to go into lipomas.
Okay, lipomas.
What's lipomas and how is it different from breast cancer?
Okay, lipomas are just soft tissue growth under the skin, just fat deposit basically. So that's a lipoma. Lip means fat. So it's a fat deposit under the skin. Are you getting me? So they are painless.
Not boil.
So it looks like boil. No, I've done bigger ones. When I did about 20 of this, bigger than
Okay.
bigger,
Wow.
yes, bigger, yes, surgery, bigger. So the point is, they are just mobile. They are very mobile, very soft, very rubbery. You see, they're rubbery. They can just move with the hands. They are painless.
Okay.
Very painless. So it's mainly cosmetics. You see some men that have this bulging on their faces, maybe drivers and stuff like that.
That's lipoma.
Yeah, that's lipoma, yes. It's them at the back of their neck too, or their body. Yes. They're very painless,
Right.
but they're rubbery. So sometimes people are now asking you that, what's on your body? So a lot of people are conscious of their body. That's why they have to take it out.
So what are the treatment options for
No,
lipoma?
lipoma is surgery, basically surgery.
If
Just take
lipoma
out.
is safe,
Yes.
if it's just there, it's not cancerous, it's not painful.
No, it's never cancerous. Lipomas are not
Can
cancerous.
someone just live with it rather than take
you
it out?
want
You
to.
can live with it. People live with it.
Okay.
But because it's cosmetic, and most times they're in obvious places, maybe in your face, in your hand, you're a lady
Where people
wearing,
can see.
yes, and they're asking you questions. Are you okay? This thing in your hand? No,
You want to take
But
it
the
out.
surgery is very painless.
very,
It's
very
not
painless.
nothing.
Easy surgery,
How
local.
expensive?
It's not expensive. Very local. Just if an infiltration of it and just take out. It's just a mass. Just take it out.
Okay. So can you have lipomas in the breast also?
No. So
Okay.
anything in the breast is a fibroadenoma. So it's not like
Now, going back to the breast issue, is there a specific place the lumps grow in? Or
No,
is
no,
that
no.
mean
Everywhere.
Everywhere, right?
Everywhere, yes. Everywhere there's a lactiferous gland, you can grow there. The breast itself, is a mass, is a big organ that can grow anything anywhere.
What's the benefit of breastfeeding as a defense or prevention for breast lumps?
It's not preventive. It's not adding. It's not a risk factor. Just breastfeed.
So I was
No,
told.
there's a study that came and said
Yes.
women who are constantly giving birth and breastfeeding for long are safe. They are completely safe from this kind of.
They just told you it's a lie.
I wanted to add to that.
They're not completely safe because if you look at it, even the fibrocystic mass grows more when you're breastfeeding.
Yes, hormones now.
Yes, no, because so the prolactin hormones are making.
I wanted to add to what she said because we heard something, I think about last year, it was viral that when women get their breast being touched regularly, that they avoid lumps and cancer.
That's not true.
It's not true.
That's
It's
not
a
true.
myth.
It's a myth. People just say that.
Mama Paro
So some people say if you have your breast sucked well,
they're just lying to us. Okay, so
it's all story.
my
But
question-
the most important thing, sorry, is that every lady must learn how to check the breast. It's important.
So you know your breast.
You know your breast. You enjoy your breast. It's your breast. You must know it.
Don't go to love and enjoy. The point is that
Know your breast.
Yes, know your breast.
It's the same thing.
you're going to another angle. No, you will know it.
Mariah,
What is different from you will love and enjoy. It's a different
I mean know it. Yes, I mean know your breast.
know it.
Okay, so we're going to go on a quick break.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thank Thanks for staying with us. So, Jumoke had a question right before the break.
Yes, you know, doctor was saying that know your breast, love it. I know my breast, I love it.
Good, good.
But there's a very valid fear of that. The day you just discover something different, you will die before you get to the hospital.
No, you won't die.
Sir,
How do you
in
survive?
Nigeria,
Yeah.
no health insurance.
Okay.
You are not sure that the doctor that you are going to knows what he's going to do. So the day you notice a difference, that's why women just prefer not to know at all. Please, allay our fears.
So I want to just help the women and say, please don't be afraid. It's important to know early than know late. That's the key thing. You see a lot of it's now common, a lot of young ladies are having breast issues, breast cancers. You know, normally before it used to be above 40, above 45. Now you're getting ladies about 28, 25, having to do radical mastectomy of their breast.
Oh my God.
It's becoming
Rampant.
too rampant now. So my advocate is that every woman should just try and check your breast every day, every morning. You wake up in the morning. So the earlier you get, the earlier you know this thing, and you can get it solved, the better for you.
So what are the chances that a particular lump can become cancerous?
That's what I'm saying. So you take out every lump you take out. You do an histology. So the histology tells you it's benign or cancerous. If it's benign, you know you're good.
Okay.
If it says it's stage 1 cancer, you know that you can attack it quickly and you can get into remission. You can get everything sorted early. Every mass must be tested.
So sometimes people see lipomas and they will say on the skin and say, okay, it's AWO, it's boil, and it subsides. Some do subside. Am I correct?
So it's not
Oh, naturally.
boil is furuculosis. It's an infection. It's not. It's pussy. It's pus or pus accumulated at a particular point.
Sharp mouth.
Because there's an infection at a particular point. So if you press it, you see pus coming out. That's furuculosis. That's boil. But your lipoma doesn't have any mouth.
Right.
It's just a rubbery
Okay, let me
feeling.
take this call from Fadekemi. Fadekemi, are you there?
Yes, please.
Please go ahead.
Good morning.
Morning.
Finally.
Finally.
The doctor, I noticed my one breast seems bigger than the other. Sometimes I'm not comfortable, but whenever I check, sometimes I feel not comfortable. Why should one be bigger than the other? Is there any problem?
No problem, because a part of our body is usually bigger than the other part of the body. And maybe the left, I think they say the left is bigger than the right. So if you look at it, it's always bigger. But if it is massively bigger, you need to check it. But it shouldn't be too big than the other.
Me, my own is bigger because my mother told me that there was an accident when I was a child.
It is normal, Mariah, very normal.
Okay.
If you look at your shoes, I think your left leg is usually bigger than your right leg. All right?
Mine is the right.
Yes. So
Okay, I
a
was
part of
going
the
to
body.
ask concern because I touched YK's breast some time back, and her breast,
YK?
our
co-host.
co-host.
Oh, okay.
Her breast is so soft and everything. When I now compare it to my own, there's one mass
Big
there.
mass.
One big. Her own doesn't have. Her own is just rosy and it stands. And I'm like, I mean,
Is it hormones?
What causes that difference?
No, you have to check it. If you had a mass in the breast, did you?
My own, I have a mass, a big mass.
Okay,
Yes.
so have you checked the mass?
I mean, like, when you go for those days
You
now.
check
most
the
check.
mass is a question.
I'm not really.
I do have
I think
a
I have
mass
checked
also.
some
I
time
have
ago, about
checked
2
and
years
it-
ago.
so
Please, what does
and it's
menopause
okay.
have in this
Wait.
arrangement? These two people,
So,
I have
and
to
YK,
here.
they
I
are
have
completely
tweets.
different.
So, Gary, I always feel like she's older, but her breasts are still rosy.
So the point is, it's not about aging. It's about knowing your
Okay,
breast.
sorry.
So if you do a true cut biopsy, and just take a small piece of that mass and check it.
Okay, so I can do that.
You have to do that. Yes, you have to do that.
So I have a tweet here. Onyidamola Dada says, thanks for bringing up this topic. Can a breastfeeding woman have a lump removal surgery? And what's the cost of the surgery?
So you shouldn't take out the mass when you're breastfeeding. You shouldn't. You should finish breastfeeding and take it out. Yes.
Won't it affect the child?
That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't take it out
Take it out,
when
that's
you're
the same.
when you're
You
breastfeeding.
leave it.
You leave it until you finish breastfeeding. Let's say you're breastfeeding.
It doesn't affect the breast milk.
It
That's
doesn't.
the
It doesn't.
question.
Okay, two more questions quickly. Mr. Egalitarian says, Dr. Benjamin, what's the percentage of life assurance after a breast cancer disease? Maybe I'm digressing a little bit from the topic. Second one, God is able says, I have lumps that is not cancerous according to mammogram, but I've been booked for surgery. Is it advisable?
Yes, advisable. You take it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Just take it out. Then.
The first one, Mr. Egalitarian, life assurance after breast cancer disease.
So if it is early, if you get the early stage 1, stage 2, there's good prognosis. But if it's stage 3, stage 4, and most times in Nigeria, most people show up when it's stage 3, stage 4, when it's really bad, when they have metastasis to their lungs, to their axilla, to their brains, or some even to their chest. At that point, you can't really get a full recovery. Well, if you get it early, that's what I'm saying. If you get the lump early enough, stage 1, stage 2, you can get good recovery. And because it's breast,
right,
it's easy. There's easy recovery.
Okay.
So what's the truth about the kind of bras that ladies wear as
the
a
cause
contribution to?
So people say too that
Underwire bras.
Yeah. So all those underwire bras that has a lot of iron.
Yes.
I had as a risk factor.
The
I
one
had
that
to.
packs.
They call it costoneering or something.
But vital issue. Somebody's talking about male breast cancer.
Yes.
Eric Wesley says the breast lump can occur in both male and female, but since females have more fatty tissue than males, it tends to occur more in females.
Yes.
Love your breast.
Yes. So males. So I've seen two men with breast cancer.
Wow.
Yes. I've seen two men.
How do they check for lumps?
So it is. You see a sore on your breast.
As a man,
it's sore. You just see a sore on your breast. You just you don't think it's just a boil. That's what they think it's just a boil. No, so you need to check it out. Yes.
I think we have to run up, but I think what we've learned here today, once you feel a mass, go get it checked.
Yes,
because once it's benign, it's fine. But the moment it's cancerous, they need to work on surgery.
Correct.
So people like me that feel a mass, I should go get it tested.
Please. I beg of you, please, Mariah.
All right,
get it checked.
And stop touching people's
Don't worry,
breasts.
blood of Jesus, I'm soaked. Nothing will happen.
Let's get it checked. Let's get it checked.
Whatever, Jumoke, talk to the hand. That's all we can take on the show.
Oh.
When we return tomorrow, we're going to have Larry Olushola. If you're facing challenges related to depression, mental health, and you need a person to talk to, please join our Wednesday live show tomorrow. As Larry Olushola, the Catalyst, will be on air to listen to you with other counselors, and we will have with us. And also, don't forget unbranded oil. It's dangerous to your health. Unbranded.
Okay.
All right. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye. Thank you.